Morning everyone, evening everyone, afternoon everybody. Hope you're well, hope you're staying safe, hope you're having a lovely day and all that. Now if you didn't see our live stream the other day, then welcome to 2023. This is our first visit to the bee yard in quite some time. And before I go any further, there's a little bit of a dodgy part of the screen around here, and I apologise for that. I dropped my phone on a stone and it broke. So for the meantime, we've got forward-facing cameras a bit dodgy, but I'm trying to get it fixed. We'll get a new thing sorted out pretty soon. So what are we doing today? Not much is a short answer. As anyone that's been watching my videos know, that during the winter I don't really like doing much with the girls. I like them just to muddle through the winter, and that's about it. I see videos of people manipulating their hives. I'm only talking about UK here, I'm not talking about overseas. I see people manipulating their hives in the middle of winter, and it's a case of no, just leave them alone. They're doing more harm than good, messing about with your hives this time of year. You cannot do anything this time of year if your hive is going to fail. If your hive's going to fail, it's going to fail. Nothing you can do about it. Moves me on to my little, I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, so what are we doing today? So we are literally just going to go and check on food levels today. Like I said, it's the first time I've been down here, and I'm pleased to report all the hives are still standing, which is fantastic news. All the trees are still alive. They need pruning, and I'll talk about that in a minute as well. And the shed is still up, which is great considering our last one blew down in the storm, so that's fantastic. So yeah, we're doing really, really well just as an outside sort of view. So we haven't looked at any hive yet, we've just literally just walked down here and see everything's still standing as it should be. Happy days. So first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to kick myself up because I don't know what sort of mood these girls are going to be in, and I'm going to just peek into the feed levels on each one of them. Now feed should be fine. I say that because they've all gone into winter with a full super, which is underneath their brood box. They've then got 14 by 12 boxes on top of that. Now 14 by 12 is a big box, and there's a lot of space for them to fill, and I'm pretty confident that a lot of that's going to be filled up with feed, either syrup or honey. So I'm confident that feed isn't going to be a problem. But as an insurance sort of thing, I've had put a block of fondant on each of these hives as well. I think that's about 1 kilograms worth of fondant on each one. Can't remember, but about 1 kilogram on each one, just to be sure. So what I'm going to do is just take the roof off, have a look under the insulation which I've got on. Yes, I do insulate the top of my hives, and we are then just going to have a quick look at the fondant. So I'll pause you there, crack open a hive, and show you what I mean. So back in a sec. Alright, so first hive we're looking in is old reliable, which is Abby. For anyone that doesn't know, Abby was our first ever hive. She used to be at the top, but a tree knocked her over, so she's now down here. So Abby, our hive A, is down here. I'm just going to crack open the roof and what's going on inside. Okay, so we can already see she's got fondant, so I'm just going to put you down for a second when I get this roof off. One moment. So inside Abby, we've got our pillow of insulation, which is just like wool stuff, and this Hessian type sack. And as far as fondant goes, they haven't even touched it. So that would suggest to me we have got bees alive, which we have, we're in there, and the fondant is still untouched. So that hive, Abby, is absolutely fine. If I do any more work with Abby right now, I could do more harm than good. So I'm going to pause there and move on and do that with exactly the same with all the other hives. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. So slightly different scenario here. We're going on with this hive. I can't remember what the name is. It's been a while since I've been up here. So exactly the same sort of setup. We've got insulation on the top, bit of wool, and some Hessian type bag. We've then got our fondant, and as you can see, they've just started making a dent on it. So they have just started their fondant, and we're at the beginning of January. So they should still be fine. So I'm going to keep an eye on this hive. They are alive. I've seen them burrowing away in there. So I'm going to keep an eye on this hive, and basically a couple of weeks time have another look at food. So there we go, they're good. Slightly different scenario again. See, this is quite a good point actually I'm going to make. Even though these hives are all in the same place, they've all got exactly the same thing, they've all gone into winter exactly the same, have a look at this one. So exactly the same setup as far as insulation goes at the top. But look how much they've eaten. They've had a load compared to the other two hives. So again, another couple of weeks, they're probably going to need a new block. So that's really interesting to see, the fact you can just see 3 different hives, same place, exactly the same setup, but you can see how much they've gone through. But yeah, nice to see a nice alive hive as well. Excellent. 3 out of 3. Okay, so first inspection, I suppose, done in 2023, and pleased to report everyone has made it thus far. Thus far? I think that's correct. Everyone has made it so far. Abby, not touched a fondant. These two go through their fondant quite well. This one, not touched their fondant. These two going through their fondant quite well. This one, very quiet. Bees are alive, bees are eating. Fondant is still in there, but they're quiet. So I reckon in about maybe 2 weeks' time, everyone is going to need, everyone that's eating their fondant is going to need a replacement. So that's 2, 4, maybe 5 hives are going to need a replacement. So that's bees done for today. I'm not going to do anything more than what I've just done, because like I said, if you are messing around with your hives, I think more than what I've just done there, you're going to do more harm than good. We do need to treat for mites during the winter, so that will be, well, that'll be coming up, so that'll be pretty soon, but that will need to be done on a very warm, very dry day in the winter, which you don't get too much in this part of the world, but fingers crossed we'll get one soon. So that's bees. Moving on to our next project, I suppose, part of the hives, is our trees. Now this is our first one of our apple trees, and as you can see, it's getting huge. Lovely, lovely, lovely. However, I do need to prune it. Needs quite a heavy prune on this one, so I want to knock some of this off. I don't want to get in, well, I don't want to get any taller than that. That's probably higher than what I want it. So the height needs a bit of a prune. Coming down here via the bees. Hello bees. Coming down here, as you can see with this one as well, it does need quite a heavy prune done to it. So you've got all these little side bits coming off. It's getting a bit high, so yeah, that needs doing. Hey, that's our sops of wine tree. That's doing so well, considering what sort of state that was last time I looked at it. Well, before I moved it here. And the same goes for these trees down here. All of these need a bit of a prune. Look at that. It's obviously side shoots coming out of there. I don't want it bushing out. I want it up and canopy. So that's the plan. Same goes for these ones. This one's down here. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. This one down here has got very, very little in the way of, actually no, it's got some growing at the top here. Now look at those beauties. But these side shoots down here, I don't want them down there. So, and then I'm sure the same with these 2 hives here. Hives, trees. So yeah, so that's trees. The next job is going to be coming down, and we're going to be pruning a lot of those. Probably won't today, because hopefully today's going to be a bit of a quiet day. And then going forward, the next steps I want to do. Now I mentioned this on the live stream the other day, something I'd like to do. Yes, I want to get grapes down here. Yes, I want to get a nice little wildflower meadow down here, and I think that's going to be what these 2 plots here are going to be taken up with. One with the grapes, so probably this one here with the grapes, and this one here with the wildflower. But that does leave me a bit of a spot still. Now either I can extend these up, or it leaves me a spot here. Now I want to try something, and I mentioned this on my live stream, and that's answer a question, which is how hard is it to make bread? Now, you probably ask yourself, say, well, why A, is a beekeeping channel talking about bread, and B, well, it's not hard. You buy some flour, you chuck it in the machine, it goes bzzz, and then it's done. Now, what I want to do, I don't think a bread maker goes bzzz, but depends what you use your bread maker for. Anyway, that's for another day. So this plot here, I'm thinking, well, how hard is it to make bread? And by that I mean by scratch. So grow your wheat. Eggs are obviously homemade if we need eggs to make bread. I think you do. They come from our chickens. But I want a little plot of here of some wheat, I think. So I want to dig all this up, plant some wheat. I don't even know when you plant wheat. I haven't got the foggiest. No idea how I'm going to harvest it. No idea how I'm going to mill it into flour. No idea if I'm going to buy or make the other ingredients. But just a thought. Maybe that would be fun. That's the little project for there. Apart from that, I think we're good. So I'm going to turn you back on me with a dodgy lens and just have a final little chat. So just bear with me a mo. So like I said, that's our lot for today. and apologies for the dodgy lens. I will do something about that as soon as I can afford it. What else to say, really? Not a lot. Apart from thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody that has stuck with us during what has been a bit of a dry spell for YouTube. As I explained yesterday in our live stream, the last month or so, obviously during the Christmas holidays and while the kids are off and all that sort of stuff, I really wanted to focus more on the family and our life and the kids and all that sort of stuff, rather than worrying about what's going on YouTube. And so that's why people haven't seen me popping up on videos, haven't seen me popping up on lives, haven't seen me popping up on my own videos on my own channel and things like that. It's just like I said, I wanted a break from YouTube so I could focus on something else, which was the family, which I'm hoping that people could understand. But that being said, obviously we've lost a few subscribers. That was going to happen. We're obviously not pushing out content much. But for those that have stuck with us, massive thank yous. Really, really appreciate the support. We're still close to an 800 mark, and would it be unrealistic for me to say, can we hit 1,000 this year? Can we hit the magic 1,000? Obviously, I am miles away from getting monetized because of my watch hours, and this is, like I said, a long, long time now. I'm just here for the fun of it. All right, I'm not here to make money. I'm just here for fun of it. But that's so yeah. So if I can hit a magic 1,000. That'd be amazing. So if you haven't already, please consider giving the video a like, the channel a subscribe, hit the little bell icon, ding-a-ding, ding-ding, and obviously enjoy what comes up. We're going to have a really good year this time, and like I said, there's a few things I want to try, there's a few things I want to get done, there's a few things I want to enjoy as well, and I hope you enjoy the ride with us. So massive thank you once again. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you have an amazing 2023. This is just the start of it, and you have yourself an amazing day. All the best, yeah. Take care.